So in this video we'll be talking about division. So what is division? Division is basically the opposite of multiplication. In multiplication we had 4 times 2. We had a group of 4 and we had 2 of those groups. So we had a group of 4 and we had 2 of those groups. In division, let's say we have 4 divided by 2. We have a group of 4, and what we want to know is how much the second number goes into 4. So it goes into 4 once, and then it goes into 4 again twice. So it goes into 4 2 times. So the answer to this problem would be 2. Another way you can think of division is slicing the first number into whatever number of equivalent pieces that we have. Let's say we have 3 divided by 2. Now if we draw it out, we have 3 circles, and we want to cut this whole group into half. So we have 1 on each side, and we also have a half. So we have 1 1/2. The answer to this problem would be 1 1/2. Or you can think of it as we did before. How many times does 2 fit into 3? So it fits 1 time, but it doesn't quite fit the second time. So we have 1 left over. That's our remainder. So we have 1 and 1/2. The 1 comes from this 1 left over, and the 2 comes from the 1 we were dividing the 3 by. So this would be the answer, 1 1/2. Now division problems can be written in 3 different forms. We already encountered the first form, which was 4 divided by 2. It can also be written as 4 divided by 2. This is also a division problem. Or we can write it as 4 divided by 2. In this form, the number being divided goes on the inside. So let's work some problems. Let's say we have 10 divided by 5. So we want to know how many times does 5 go into 10. Now you can probably do this in your head, but I'm still going to draw it out. Let's say we have 5 circles, 10 circles. That's 10. We want to know how many times 5 goes into 10. So we start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's once. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2. So 1 and 2. 5 goes into 10 2 times. So our answer would be 2. So let's do another problem. Let's say we have 12 divided by 3. So let's draw out our circles again. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we want to know how many times 3 goes into 12. So we have 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. Or you can think of it as dividing the number 12 into 3 equivalent pieces. So it's divided into 3 equivalent pieces. So we have 4 here, 4 here, and 4 here. That means if we cut 12 into 3 equivalent pieces, we'll have 4 pieces, 4 circles in each piece. So let's work another problem. Let's say we have 7 divided by 2. Let's rewrite this as in a different form. In this form, we ask how many times does 2 go into 7? So 2 goes into 7 3 times. we put a 3 above the 7. Now we multiply the two together. So 3 times 2 is 6. Now we subtract the 7 from the 6. 6 minus 7 is 1. And we're done with our division. And the 1 down here is actually the remainder. So your complete answer would be 3 with a remainder of 1. Your school books might not tell you, but the 3 with a remainder of 1 can also be written as 3.5. And the reason is because we have 7 circles and we divide it by 2. So let's draw our 7 circles, 6, 7. And when we divide by 2, we see how many times 2 fits into 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, and not quite 4. So we have 1 missing, 0. So we have 1, 2, 3, which gives us the 3. And then we have 1 out of the 2. So that's what it means. 3 with a remainder of 1 is also 3.5. So let's work another problem. Let's say we have 5 divided by 23. 5 divided by 23. So for the first thing we ask is how many times does 5 go into 2? Your teacher may tell you if 5 doesn't go into 2, you move over to the next number and then you ask 5, what's 5 divided by 23? But for completeness, we're gonna go ahead and divide 5 into 2. So how many times does 5 go into 2? We're gonna 0 times. So we're gonna put a 0. 0 times 5 is 0. We do the subtraction. We carry down 2 minus 0 is 2. Then we bring down the 3. Now we ask how many times does 5 go into 23? And 5 goes into 23 4 times. 4. So 4 times 5 is 20. Now we do the subtraction one more time, and these cancel out, so that's 0. 3 minus 0 is 3, and that's our remainder. So the answer is 4 and a remainder of 3, which is also 4 3/5. And the reason it's 4 3/5 because if we draw this out, we'll see why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 23 circles here. We have, and we're asking how many times does 5 go into 23. So we have a group of 5 here, a group of 5 here, a group of 5 here, a group of 5 here. That gives us the 4. And now we have another group, but it's not completely 5. We're missing 2 more. So we have 3 out of 5. So this is 3 out of 5. That's why we write the fraction 3 out of 5. So let's work another problem. Let's say we have 2 divided by 27. How many times does 2 go into 2? Once. 1 times 2 is 2. Now we subtract. 2 minus 2 is 0. We bring down the 7. Then we ask how many times does 2 go into 7, which is 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract one more time. 6 minus 7 is 1. And because we have nothing more to bring down, this is our remainder. So our answer is 13 with a remainder of 1. Or 13.5. So let's do another problem. Say we have 5 divided by 124. As the numbers get larger, the process of dividing stays the same. You're not changing anything. You'll just have a few more steps. So again, we ask how many times does 5 go into 1? 0. 0 times 5 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. We bring down the 2. Now we ask how many times does 5 go into 12? Well, it goes into 12 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10. Then we subtract one more time. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 minus 2 is 2. Then we bring down the 4. Now we ask how many times does 5 go into 24? It goes into 24 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 minus 24 is 4. Because there's nothing more to bring down, this is our remainder. So the answer to 124 divided by 5 is 24 with a remainder of 4, or 24 with and 4/5. We take the remainder and the original number we're dividing it by, putting it in the denominator. So let's do another problem. Say we have 254 divided by 12. Again, as the numbers get bigger, nothing changes. We continue with the same process. How many times does 12 go into 2? 0 times. 0 times 12 is 0. Now 0 minus 2 is 2. We bring down the 5. Now we ask how many times does 12 go into 25? What goes into 25 2 times? 2 times 12 is 24. Now we subtract, giving us 1. We bring down the 4. Now we ask how many times does 12 go into 14? Once. Now 1 times 12 is 12. We subtract. 12 minus 14 is 2. Because there's no more numbers to bring down, this is our remainder. So 21 and a remainder of 2 is our answer, or 21 and 2/12, which can be reduced to 21 and 1/6. That's our answer. So the 21 means that 12 can go into 254 21 times equally. So if you had 254, let's extend this a bit, 254 in total, you would have a remainder of 2 that 12 doesn't quite fit in, which means we have 21 groups of 12, 21 groups of 12, and the last group you'll have only 2, and then there will be 10 missing. That's how you get 2 out of 12.